But we don't hear it.
At long last, the battle has ended. And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. From now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
Since we had our independence, the country is moving on with a big improvement.
What do you think of Dr. Nkrumah?
He's doing well to our country, and I like him very much.
What do you think of Dr.
Oh, I like him the same. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, I like him.
What do you think?
Oh, I don't like him.
Why not?
Because he's about to be a dictator.
He wants to be a dictator.
Yes,
What do you say to that?
I like him.
You think he wants to be a dictator?
Yes, sir.
You do?
No, sir.
What do you think?
Please, no, sir.
You
I don't like to be a dictator.
But what
And
do you
he's
think
not-
about Dr. Nkrumah? Do you think he wants to be a dictator?
Please, no, sir.
What do the rest of you think? You like Dr. Nkrumah or not?
Yes,
you
yes,
all
yes,
like
yes.
him. You seem to be a bit of a minority. What do you do for a living?
I am a photographer.
What, with still cameras?
Yes.
Have you ever seen television? This film is for television.
Actually, I have not seen it personally, but it's just in cinema.
You don't do any work, do you?
Is there any school?
Do you work hard at school?
Please, pardon?
Do you work hard at school?
Please, yes, sir.
Our enemies are many, and they stand ready to pounce upon and exploit our every weakness. They play upon our vanities and flatter us in every kind of way. They tell us that this particular person or that particular country has greater or more favorable potentialities than the other. They do not tell us that we should unite, that we are all as good as we are able to make ourselves once we are free. We want, therefore, to develop our own community and an African personality. Others may feel that they have evolved the very best way of life, but we are not bound, like slavish imitators, to accept it as our mold. If we find the methods used by others are suitable to our social environment, we shall adopt or adapt them. If we find them unsuitable, we shall reject them. Fighters for African freedom.
That was Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, a hero for the nation, a hero for Africa, and a hero for the world. And we're celebrating him this morning on the show. Welcome back from the break. My name is Desi Fedi, this time here, Starboy. I'm here with Nana Yatano Boachi, and it's the holiday edition of the Morning Rush, Thursday, 21st of September. And we've got a guest in the studio. He's a poet, and he's going to give us something cool before we start our whole conversation about, the poetry industry and all that. So, BkB Nation, take it away.
Action without thought is empty. Thought without action is blind. At the gathering of elders, it is told that we have an elder who is among the eldest within the gathering. And at the gathering, a child is not allowed to set in. Probably if there's a conversation or a laughter, he is allowed to set in. Ghana muntie, Ghana muntie, Ghana muntie. I'm sure our grandparents remember this phrase above. Oh, how information is broadcast on then Ghana radio. Kwame Nkrumah, son of Nkrumah. I see my country on the verge of collapsing. The South story continues increasing. I have to depend on this peace to bring the heart to peace. Dear Kwame Nkrumah, the left generation has failed this generation. Writing this about Nkrumah to leaders in the nation. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, son of Nkrumah. They took his chair when he stood up. Believes that the black man can manage his own affairs without another man's blackmail. Archives record the pact. Led Gold Coast to Ghana, like Moses leading the Israelites to Canaan. Given to defend slavery, gain independence with his bravery. Each year, we celebrate the anniversary. Kwame Nkrumah captained the independence, led the fight with confidence. Took pride greatly on patriotism, yet was accused of favoritism. He is the icon of Ghana and the continental forever. Hope he won't be forgotten because he was clever. He made the impossibilities possible, making the white man return impossible. Dear Kwame Nkrumah, son of Nkrumah. Dear Kwame Nkrumah, son of Nkrumah, you hardly fought independence. It's just a waste. Your vision of Ghana being independence is just a waste because Ghana is not dependent to the white man. Your vision of Ghana being independent is just a waste. Kwame Nkrumah, son of Nkrumah. The left generation has failed this generation. Writing this about Nkrumah to leaders in the nation. He is the shining state. He is the father of the shining state. Hope he will be forgotten. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah once said, Ghana, a beloved country, is free forever. Thank you.
Good one, and we'll all definitely remember that statement from Sergeant for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Ladies and gentlemen, that was BkB Nation. Is here with us. Good morning, BkB.
Good morning, sir.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
So how do you put that together?
I listened to some of his words and also some of his work that he has done, and I thought that he needs to be celebrated. So, and looking at his dispensation and also how our leaders are governing the country, then it gives me some idea to probably tabulate something down for our hero.
Okay.
You must have a lot of vocabularies to be able to pick from and, you know, put all of that together.
Yeah.
Is it very difficult? Or let me ask, how is your writing process like?
Sometimes when I feel like writing, it doesn't come.
Okay.
Sure. So I just give it a time. Probably when I'm working, I'm doing something, then it just drop in my head and I tabulate something down. Sometimes too, I feel like writing, the boom, it will come. With this one particularly, I just wanted to write something and it was flowing. Sure.
It was just coming like that. I'm sure the spirit of Nkrumah
was inspiring.
I really love him. I really love him. So I have most of his images on my phone. I really love him. Even this particular poem, I've been able to do a video on that.
Okay.
So my YouTube, BkB Nation TV.
Okay. Now, poetry, I mean, over the years, I mean, it's something that is with us. It has been with us from way back. But of course, over the period, things have changed. There's been a lot of additions to it. Sure. How would you describe your form of poetry? Because I know people do political, love, life. Do you do everything?
Sure, I do general.
General.
Sure, I have almost about 45 poems, and some are political, some are social, some are other stuffs. Sure, lifestyle. But I'm not able to write about love personally.
I was coming to ask, do you have any that talks about romance?
I have poem about broken heart and probably writing a letter to somebody I'll meet in the future. But
wait,
talking about love,
you haven't had an experience to be able to.
I have an experience, but I feel like I'm still learning. I'm still a student.
Okay.
So I'm also trying to give in to the world. So I have to understand what I'm trying to give to the world.
Give it to the world. But I mean, sometimes when you read the Shakespeare's and the Romeo and Juliet, you get to put down something.
Yeah, I believe that, but I feel like with that one, I have to understand it very well before I put it. Because if I don't understand, I'll try to miscommunicate.
Exactly.
You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. No Lover Boy, I mean, he doesn't write about love.
He doesn't write about love.
But how do you remember the words? I mean, it's going to be crazy that you're on stage and you have to, it's not like there's music or where there's melody, you could, go with the melodies.
Yeah.
You have to remember every line as such.
Sure, it's not easy, probably, but if it is your passion, that's what you love to do. You have to make sure that you are, sometimes it doesn't come. So far as it is your own poem, so you can probably try to put a word there.
Oh.
Even though if it is not what we are saying, so that it can at least give the information you want to put across.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. So it is not easy to do, but you have to learn when you are going for a performance or something. When you are there, you're supposed to learn it.
You do rehearsal.
Sure. Because if you don't do, you disappoint yourself.
Exactly. But at what age did you see the interest, or what situation made you find?
I think when I was in SHS, I love poem, but I didn't have the idea to write about it. So when I was in SHS, I since started senior high school. So I wanted to, when I was learning literature. So my literature teacher, Mr. Godfrey Afu Odewale, and he was teaching us about poetry, and I feel like, Charlie, why don't I write something? So my first poem I wrote was "Black is Beautiful."
Okay.
So I sent it to him, and he looked on it. He said, "Oh, it is good." So he tried to coach me on one or two things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was where. So after that, I wrote 5, and I put it down. So later, 2019, read there, then I started. So then let me give it attention, because that's what I feel like doing.
Yeah.
This place.
And weren't you scared that it's like that someone said? Poetry has been part of the Ghanaian culture for centuries, but yet still people don't really consider it as an important industry. So weren't you scared that since you wanted to do it full-time, you didn't really consider, or you just wanted the passion to lead and just do what you have to do?
Yeah, I consider that the attention given to poetry in Ghana is very low.
Yeah.
Not saying that doesn't mean that I'm supposed to also the passion that I have, I'm supposed to keep it indoor.
True.
No, I have to let the world know.
Yeah.
Probably one way or the other. Through that, probably the attention will be given to poetry.
Yeah.
Because I believe that when it is time, when time and sense come into agreement, everything will be all right.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So we were talking to BkB Nation about poetry, and I know that I like I was saying on social media, a lot of sometimes they put up pictures, and saying that write a poem about it. Are you able to do that?
Sure. Sometimes I look at the image and I try to put something down.
Like in a very short time, you're able to put something down. That's nice to hear. But tell us about your journey. You've talked about senior high school. Big shouts to my senior high school and university teachers, Charlie. I did literature in SHS, but I did Papa. I went to university and also went to do English. I studied English level 100 and 200. So Charlie, what do all of those?
And you can't recite something.
Yeah, no, I mean, not everybody can do that.
Yeah, I think, but that's what he's saying. Like the passion is there, so there's a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference with that. Anybody who goes to uni and says that I studied or I majored in English language, or if you see the person, salute to the person.
Yeah.
The English language speak.
Yes.
The lecturers will underline it. This is what this is wrong. But anyway, so what's really the plan for you? Is it like a full-time thing you're doing?
Sure, I'm doing full-time, but I have other
things
stuff.
that
I just completed diploma in communication studies, journalism option, Ghana Institute of Journalism.
Okay.
Sure. So I'm trying to make poetry my full-time job, and also focus on the journalism also.
Wow, full-time job.
Yes, please.
That's okay. Well, looking at the fact that we're saying that people do not still at this point do not give so much, do not attach it as a very, very important thing. They think like it's a creative thing on the side. Not the creative space in the country, people do not see it as much. But wrapping up our conversation, what is the difference between a poem and spoken word?
Yeah, with the poem, it has to go with rhymes. It has a certain pattern.
Okay.
But with spoken word, it has no pattern.
Okay.
No text. It does not go by any rhyme or any structure.
Okay.
It is you just flow.
Yeah, putting words together to make sense out of it.
Sure.
But more like poems, rhyme. Like what we used to say in school.
You have to go in alignment. Probably the next line should go. The next line should go with the previous line.
The previous one.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. BK, as we go,
I'm trying to remember some poems in school, but I'm not getting. I don't know.
Wait, I did try to remember. But
because in class.
Try.
Poem.
I don't remember.
There was one day we used to sing, but is it those ones we were singing in kindergarten? Black shit.
Ooh.
I mean, it's those were poems. No, I'm saying those were poems.
I believe they are nursery.
Those were not poems.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm not.
But you.
But it starts from there, and we build it up.
Anyway,
I can't remember any poem.
Okay, before what's the plan? What's the plan for you?
The plan is for now I have 45 poems now, and I've encoded into a book.
Okay.
Yeah, so the title is Beacon. The Beacon.
Okay.
So 45 poems plus probably a relationship advice to give to the young ones out there. Yeah, so I'm working on it. I'm done with the copyright and other stuff. So probably by next year, January, the launch will be going on, and I believe I will come to this house to start with the publication.
Okay, yes. All right. So thank you very much, BkB, for coming through. So check him out on all platforms, BkB Nation.